know what? It's good to know that nothing's changed and nothing is probably ever going to change. So at least we got that one out of the way. So as you can see, it's been a week and Elphaba is already back. On one hand, this might be the biggest break Elphaba's ever had. But on the other hand, TikTok have clearly set a precedent here. For those that don't know, basically last week, Elphaba held a certain kitchen utensil to her neck. She did this in front of thousands of people, including children. And you would think with that TikTok would put their foot down and like actually do something about this, because it's clearly spiraled to a point where we shouldn't be able to come back from this. But apparently we can, according to TikTok, and who could guess? Maybe that's because they earn money off her gifts. It's a crazy situation, but letting her come back this easily, I can say with certainty that this is not the right way to go. But she herself has responded, and today we're going to be looking at it. I haven't seen a second of this yet, so I'm going to be watching it in real time. I can't offer any insight yet, but I can imagine this is going to be pretty bad. Feel free to drop a like now, because by the end of this, I can imagine that your head is going to be in your hands. But with that said, let's get straight into this, and let's see where this leads us.
Me just losing it and everything built up. I don't know if you feel that vibe where everything builds up inside you and you just lose it. So I ended up in hospital, waited hours in A&E. They gave me a bit, and all they gave me was diazepam, which is like a little tablet to go home. That's what they did. That's all they could do.
Well, we kind of knew this already, but she was taken straight to hospital when this did happen, which, by the way, is undoubtedly the right move. We don't even need to really speculate on her mental state. As we all know, it was pretty clear by the video. She was put on diazepam, which is anti-anxiety medication. If you know anything more about that, then feel free to let me know in the comments. But honestly, as far as I can tell, her outlook on treatment is kind of skewed. She put up a story basically complaining that she wasn't prescribed therapy. She said no therapy, no help, but therapy isn't something you can just prescribe on the spot. It's not instant relief. You don't just go to a session of therapy and instantly get over your problems. It's a process. It's like working out once and just imagining you're gonna get fit straight away. Therapy, by the way, would undoubtedly help Elphaba, but I think she definitely needs it. In fact, I don't think a single person would disagree with that, and I hope she gets it, so let's see.
However, I have found a source to get therapy. So, first session done. Really good so far. Really good so far. I've really enjoyed it. It's really helped me. It's really helped me see things differently as well.
Yeah, so you know what? That is probably a good thing. It speaks for itself, really. She's kind of needed this for a while, I think. But we could be making progress, finally. I wouldn't hold your breath, but you know what? One positive development is better than no positive developments. But yeah, I don't want to be pessimistic, but I feel like the good news is not going to last.
And I did go out last night. Yes, I did. I went out for the first time in a week because fuck it. You know what I mean? I wanted to just have a boogie.
You know what? We had 20 seconds of optimism. We'll take that. It feels like one step forward and 5 steps back, but at the same time, what were you expecting? Real talk, a week after holding a weapon to your neck and then threatening serious things. The words fuck it are something that probably shouldn't be in your vocabulary. We all have our vices, but alcohol is a depressant. You're free to do what you want, but at the same time, you'd hope she'd take this more seriously. I mean, especially considering the level we got to. And she did post videos of this night out, or at least a pre's, and to be honest, it just seems so depressing.
Hello.
Hello. What?
Oh my gosh.
You don't need this, Elphaba. You definitely don't need this. She said it's a vice, and I understand that, but at the same time, if you're going to be back on TikTok, if you're going to somehow evade that ban, then you need to take responsibility. I actually don't see any other way around it.
I want all of us as a community, my queens, my icons, my people who love me and support me to the end. We're gonna really put some nice positive content on TikTok from now on, from TikTok. And also TikTok has seen the live, they've seen it, my agency's seen it, they've been sending it. I can't bring someone like that on again. I wasn't really thinking, I was really in a sense of like, I was just really like, I was crazy.
So TikTok and the agency have seen it, but they haven't done anything. I, for one, am very surprised. You know, 2 companies that make money off Elphaba's antics, they would be the 2 companies to not hold her accountable for what she's done. On one hand, there should be no surprise there, because they've done this many times before. And not just with Elphaba, they've done this with CLA, for example. TikTok and these agencies, they just refuse to take any action because there is money at stake. And this isn't even exclusive to Elphaba, but I feel like if they ban one, they kind of need to ban them all. And there's got to be hundreds of people like this, you know. Evil Queen, Elphaba and CLA are just scratching the surface. If you know any, feel free to leave a comment down below, because I could do with some video topics. But either way, lock in, because there's a lot more of this statement to come.
And I triggered a lot of people. I'm really sorry about that. I really am. That shouldn't have happened in the first place. I should have gotten help beforehand and not done that on live stream. That was a very sensitive, fucking scary thing you all saw.
Now, at face value, she has actually taken accountability, and in other circumstances, I would commend her for it. But you probably know that we've seen this hundreds of times before. That's not even an exaggeration. This is just a weekly occurrence at this point. Do something unbelievably bad, cry and say sorry, and then repeat. As I've said, the only people that can really break that cycle is TikTok. But we 100% know that that's never going to happen. So at this point, what do we even do? Raise awareness and not much beyond that, to be honest. But beyond that, she did have more to say.
And I wanted to say that I ended up in hospital, waited hours in A&E. I waited, I think it was almost 6.5 hours. It's fucking insane. Got seen, to be told to go home. No normal person would just be throwing a knife around with day in such a dangerous manner. No normal person. And I wasn't.
True, no normal person would do that, to be fair. And yeah, the NHS is both overused and underfunded. It is obviously bad they can't help you the way that you need, but at the same time, you've got to take responsibility. Like, you're putting yourself in a position to need this service. And that's happening purely because you keep going back onto TikTok. It's an addiction at this point. Elphaba just cannot put the phone down. I empathise with her to a degree, but nobody is going to break that cycle except her.
Because this has just made me stronger by a million. And I'm so fucking proud of myself for carrying the fuck on and being a bitch.
First of all, I have no idea what she's even trying to say here. But second of all, has it made you stronger? I don't know that it has, because again, we've seen this before. You hit rock bottom, you come back saying that you're now stronger. There's a slow decline, and then eventually you hit rock bottom again, and then it just repeats itself. I feel like we are stuck in a time loop here. And granted, therapy is a step in the right direction, but in response to that, how do we know that she's not lying again?
Because that's how I am. That's how I work. And I'm getting therapy. And you know what? From now on, we just want calmness now. Let's keep it calm.
Yeah, you know what? I'll give it 2 days. To be honest, there's only one overriding point here. Elphaba historically has not stuck to her word. And not just with therapy, just with everything. I've actually personally given her the benefit of the doubt on many occasions, especially when she's been up against or involved with like Evil Queen and CLA. She very easily becomes the victim in those situations, because she is, in fairness, half their age. But this one is self-inflicted, and there's no one else involved. And at the end of the day, it's her choice to pick up the phone and TikTok live every day. With all that in mind, it does actually take a little bit of a leap of faith to think she is actually in therapy. And to this point, there's even clips where she makes it sound like she's not actually in therapy yet.
Let's just put everything in the motherfucking past. New era, new hair, new me, therapy sorting out.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just me, but the wording sorting out makes it sound like she hasn't actually been. I do want to give her the benefit of the doubt with this, but again, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. If you take a compulsive liar at face value every time, then you are just being naive. And to be honest, that is kind of what we're dealing with here. The only real counterpoint to this is she does go into some detail about the therapy.
My therapy that I've got, it's lovely. And I fucking love this woman. She's fucking amazing. So honestly, therapy is, it's an eye-opener for me. I didn't know it would actually help me, but
who could have known? Who could have known? Listen, credit where credit's due. If this therapist is real, then credit to her. She's done the impossible. She's talked Elphaba down, and that might deserve an award. But to be entirely honest, at this point, this video just does seem like it's full of hollow promises. She says a lot, but is she going to deliver on any of this? I don't know, man. You can make your own mind up.
Everything's sorting out. Hormones are going to happen. Alright, everything's going to happen in its time. Let everything just happen naturally and flow. We're going to go with the flow. We're going to go with the flow. We're going to fucking slay.
It does kind of sound like someone trying to justify putting off their diet till Monday. You know what? Who am I to judge? Only time is going to tell. In other news, some of the reactions to all this are kind of crazy. We saw in the last video that we did about this that Evil Queen was less than empathetic. CLA did also weigh in, although it is probably everything that you would expect it to be.
No, I haven't spoke to Alpha, darling. I couldn't care less, darling. If people, you know, it's not my business. No, honestly, that's what I'm definitely like that kind of person. Don't keep yapping. Just get on with it, darling. Whatever it is you want to do, what you need to do.
Now, in fairness to CLA, she might not know where she is or what's going on. Saying don't keep yapping, just get on with it is maybe not the right phrase when you consider what Elphaba actually did. We definitely don't want Elphaba to keep going with what she's doing. But again, CLA just definitely doesn't know where she is, so we'll let her off. Either way, I believe in CLA. I believe there's going to be some kind of wisdom in here.
And to be honest with you, no one's your friend anyway. You're a friend when you fucking got money. And that's why I love it. Imagine having no money. You wouldn't even have no one. They'd be like, I'll see you later. People are only around you because it's beneficial for themselves, darling. Or like when people try and put themselves around you. Always no.
You're not really sure how it's relevant, but you know what? Maybe CLA is starting to get a little bit of self-awareness. It's only been 42 years. It was about time. There has actually, in other news, been a fair few developments in her beef with Evil Queen. We're not going to talk about it here, but we could do a follow-up video on her making videos on middle-aged women beefing on TikTok. I love Fate. And speaking of Fate, Elphaba did actually go live again on the same day as its apology. Fate might be real, because that was definitely predetermined.
You're so strong, Alfie. Do you know what? It's not the strength I've got, it's the people. The people that have kept me going. Like my mum, my friends, even you guys. Like, messaging. Like, I wanted to turn my DMs off, right? And I wanted to. But I had a lot of like, you know what, fuck it.
Yeah, I've said it once in this video and I'll say it again. Having the mentality of fuck it in a week after you've done what you've done is probably not the right way to go. If you needed any more evidence that she hasn't learned, then this might be it.
I turned the DMs back on, and then I had them on. And the amount of just love that poured in, I was really genuinely shocked. Thank you. You are the sweetest, honestly.
As we know, the love is not going to last. I mean, it will last for maybe 2 days and we'll be right back to where we are. And that's the overriding theme of this video, really. I think everything she said, that point can be applied to. So really, I've said everything I needed to say in this video. If you needed any more proof that we're stuck in a cycle, then I'll leave you with one more clip.
Alphaba singing, here you go, fuck it. Let's just do it. Here we go. I'm not.
Like and sub, or she will sing to you.